Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Vanessa and I'm the owner of Glitter Fritter. I am an amigurumi designer. I love all things fiber arts. I have a sick obsession with yarn, as I'm sure you do too if you are here. And I started this channel so I can share my journey as I kind of stumble my way through crocheting and knitting and anything yarn related without having to force my family to listen to me talk about all these different things because they love me, but they are not interested. And so I'm hoping that you are interested and we can hang out here together. If that sounds like something you want to be a part of, then make sure that you are subscribed and that you hit the bell notification so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Now, I want to do kind of a podcast style type of video today. We just got back from vacation, so I haven't had the time to really like film too much, like behind the scenes or vlogs or anything like that. So I thought we could do a podcast type video where I could talk to you about like some of my current projects, what I got going on, what I've been up to since we last chatted. I did have a video and I will post that video somewhere in the cards throughout this one about all the projects that I have completed. So everything I've completed so far in 2025. Now, since then, I have completed one more project. And so today we have, I think I'm sharing 4 different things. And then I can kind of like chat to you about like yarn and what I'm thinking and all of that. I have had a couple of yarn acquisitions since the last time that we talked. So I'll see if I can maybe like rummage and find those and bring them out and tell you what I plan to do with them. So from the 4 projects, only one is completed. One is pretty much almost done. The other one is cast on and making its way through, and one I have only swatched for. So we got like a whole variation of different projects that we have. We have one of them is a crochet project, and the rest are all knitting projects, I believe. So why don't we start with the only finished item that I have, and I am super excited about this. So you've heard me talk about it, but I have decided that when we went on vacation that I was going to cast on the Vegas top. And I knitted it. This is my first top that I've ever done because I just taught myself how to knit like 4 months ago. And so I am a complete newbie. I really wanted to do a top because I really want to get into like sweaters and garment making and all of that, and something that's not just socks. And so also, if you can hear, it's construction as always. I'm just going to preface it on every video. It's going to be a hot minute till they build this condo building. So it will always be there. It's kind of a lulling kind of background noise for us, a lullaby, if you will, a city lullaby, the noise of construction. But yeah, this is my first garment that I have cast on, knitted, and completed. I am super excited, and I got through it in a couple weeks, which is, I think, probably not fast for a lot of people, but it's very fast for me considering that I have never knitted a top before. I knitted a lot on the plane. My daughter did great while we were flying, so she actually slept for the majority of it. I think on the way back, I watched 2 movies and knitted like a whole bunch. I tried to knit a little bit there when everybody was kind of resting during the day. And so I got quite a bit done. And when I got back, I finished enough. And so I will stop blabbing and just show you. Let me kind of back up. So this is the Vegas top. I will link the pattern below for you. So I did this one. I should have worn it. We're leaving for the weekend to go see some friends, and I'm going to be wearing this over like a white turtleneck with some navy white leg pants, and I think that'll be really cute. But it is a cropped fit, so it's like a bit hard to tell on camera, but it is, as you can see, I'm sure you can tell by the boxiness of it, that it's cropped. So it comes up to kind of like just below my belly button. And so you're supposed to, like, it is in the pattern. It even says it's cropped, and it says it's best worn with like high-waisted pants. So I chose to do this one in a cotton because it's like a tank. I do want to be able to layer it, but I also wanted to be able to wear it in the summer and to easily wash it and all that stuff. And so I did this in Cascade Yarns in Noble Cotton. I believe it's number 3, Rose Dawn, I think is the name of the colorway. And I am obsessed. Like, look at the sheen on this. The sheen on this fabric and the drape of this cotton is really nice. It does crease like all cottons do, but a little bit of steaming and it's fine. Or like you can just like literally sprinkle it with some water and let it kind of air dry and the creases go away. But I am obsessed with the fabric that is created. There is no, like, it's not see-through at all, so I don't need to wear anything underneath it. I can just wear it as a tank. I will say, so I did the size large. I am feeling like I wanted the large because I wanted extra positive ease. However, I feel like I may have gotten away with a medium too, and maybe the neckline wouldn't have been quite so wide, because I think what I would have preferred is for it to kind of come in this way a bit more, so more of my shoulders are showing, because I find when something is cut this way, because I'm not like teeny tiny, it tends to make me look a bit more boxy, and I'm already short, and so that's not like the best fit. But it's not so much that I'm not completely still obsessed with this. It was my first time learning how to do an I-cord edge, and I have to say that I think I did a very good job. Like, I'm kind of like pretty proud of myself. It's a decent edge. My gauge was pretty good throughout. Like, my tension was good. That's the other thing, is that I was about like half a stitch off from gauge, and I didn't want to go up a needle size because I didn't want it to be really holy. So what I did was I knitted the size up instead. And to be honest with you, it is a really great fit. So I'm not like too worried about it. I am very, very proud of this. If you've knitted this top, let me know how you felt about this. But it's a very, very easy pattern, especially if you're a beginner like me. Like, it was so easy to follow. I had absolutely no problems at all following it. So I highly recommend. So that's the finished garment. And I will go on levels of finishes. So the crochet project that I'm working on is this little cutie. So this is Maurice the Mouse. This is a design for my shop for Glitter Fritter. So this is the first rendition. I am filming a vlog of the making of this mouse. And so I'm a little bit obsessed with him. Oh my God, I dropped him. He's got this tail coat that, because of the cotton, you can actually make it like, let me just hide my face. You can make like the little tails stick out from the back, or you can leave them long. He's a little mouse composer, a long little tail. And I really, really love how this pattern is shaping up, how Maurice is turning up. I can't wait to add him to my collection. The only thing I now have to do with him, so this is preliminary. It's not in the final yarn that I'll use for the pattern to test it for myself and to take pictures of. So now the next step that I have to do is actually to make him again and take pictures as I'm going through. The pattern is already written out. I just have to make sure that all my math is correct before it goes to my tech editor. So that's the other thing. And then I'm just going to put him away so I don't lose him, or so that little grabby little toddler hands don't steal him. The other thing that I am very, very excited about is I'm doing socks again. So I love me some socks. And I will, doing these socks right here, I'm going to be putting up pictures of all, except Maurice. Obviously, I don't have pictures of him. I'm creating him from scratch. But I'm doing the Hibernal socks. I believe it's a Summerlee. I think it's a Summerlee pattern, but I'll link everything in the description. But I have taught myself how to knit 2 socks at a time. This is a game changer, you guys. So I've taught myself how to knit 2 socks at a time. I have them both cast on. I've only done the cuff so far, but it is looking really, really cute. It looks like something, what happened here? I just noticed like not a mistake. I think maybe I pulled a little hard on this. Yeah, I think I like, for a little piece of it, I might have like missed, and I didn't notice maybe, but I've gone so far deep into it that it's going to be on the back of the sock. I don't care. It's fine. It's literally the back of the sock. So that's fine. And I'm thinking I can probably fix a lot of it. So anyways, I've taught myself how to do 2 socks at the same time. So I've got 2 of them. It was very easy to learn, actually. The only finicky part is when you actually are like casting on. It gets a little bit wobbly there, but once you've got a few rounds in you, it's really good. And I learned on Crafty, and which I love because it taught me how to do all of this. And the woman that was doing it actually said that what she does is, even if the pattern calls for a rib cuff. She still does the first row after she casts on as just a straight knit row, and I did that, and it was great because it really solidified like kind of the cast on. It wasn't wobbly, and then once you start doing your rib rows afterwards, it's super easy. So yeah, that's it. I am so excited now that I'm kind of looking at this one though. I am considering, I don't know, what do you guys think? It's not such a huge mistake. It is like 3 stitches. I don't know if you can even see in the camera, but on this sock over here, there is like 3, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 5 stitches that I think what happened. And sorry if you can hear like a whole bunch of coughing. My mom is here and I think she's coming down with something. I just don't know. I feel like what I did was, I had like a round or so. So I might go through it today and I might rework this one, which means that I would have to take this one off the needles and just redo this one just so there's no mistake. Because I feel like while it's very, very small, it is going to bother me if it's right on the actual cuff. So I'm going to frog it and redo it. But other than that, that little mistake I made because I was trying to rush. I'm assuming it's because I was rushing last night to get through these cuffs. I think this is super stellar. The beauty is you only make it once and you don't have to count. So you don't have to count your rows, essentially, because you're making them at the same time. There's no counting. You're just going through and that's all you're doing. And that, to me, is absolutely invaluable. So that's the 2 socks I'm working on. The pattern's below. It looks like a really cute pattern. It's like a mock cable pattern with some ribbing, and I think it'll be really nice. And then the final kind of project that I have, and I have not started this at all. This is going to be a project after I finish the socks. Probably I'll see how the weather is if it's too hot. But I am working on the Lighthouse Beanie by Kutuba Kika, and I'm so excited for this one. It's going to be a super warm beanie. I live in Canada. If you don't know, it gets very, very cold here. And we love our beanies here. And so I decided to do it out of Sadness Garn Sunday yarn. So this one in this color. So this is the color, let's see, looks like there's no name, but I'm assuming it's 6581, maybe? I will have to look it up because I'm not sure. I don't see it. Like everything is not in English, so I can't tell what the color is. It's kind of like a navy gray, basically, and I'm pairing it with this super light mohair, and the mohair is a kit setup, Rolana kit setup. It's mohair, silk mohair. It is really sheddy. So if you don't like that, I usually don't for my clothing, but I figured because this is going to be on my head, I don't mind, and I kind of wanted like a super fluffy look. And I think once I knit it and once I block it, some of that shedding will go away because it's very, very sheddy right now. But what I did for it, because I couldn't wait to see how the colors turn up and how the marling is going to look, but I did a tiny little swatch, and it is precious, you guys. This is so sweet. I love the marling that this gives me. I love the super fuzz from the mohair. And it's so buttery soft, and I can, like, even holding it, I'm getting like a bit sweaty, which is why I said I'd have to see how the weather is. Because if it's too hot, obviously I don't want to work on this. But it has a really good stretch. So I'm not too worried about gauge too much. That's why I made it so small. I also want to make sure that I don't have to buy any more yarn. Like I want to use what I have and not buy any more. And I figured it's a beanie, so I probably won't need too much of it. But I didn't want to waste all of it doing gauging, especially when it's a beanie and the gauge is important, but also like somewhat irrelevant because it's going to stretch and it's going on my head. Like unless it ends up being this large, I think we're okay. And it's the thing about this pattern, the Lighthouse Beanie that's really cool is that it's basically like one long tube that then you fold into itself. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. It taper, like you do your increases to start, and then you go in a big tube, like you just circulate it in round, like all the way to the top, and then you start increasing and you close it off, and then you fold that into each other. And so it becomes like a double layer beanie, which is what's going to make it super, 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 super warm. And I realized that if I do have a problem with the shedding, like it's too much and I don't like it right up against my hair, what I could do is I could even line it in fleece to make it even warmer. So like for like a real winter hat. So that's the plan. And that's kind of like all the projects that I have going on. But now let me show you this one yarn. And that's going to be kind of like the next project. And I'll show you like the yarn and the buttons for it and what I am thinking. Okay, I'm back and I've got like a whole bunch of stuff in my lap because it's more than one yarn that I have acquired. So the acquisitions are larger than I thought. But so I went to a local shop near us, Spin Me a Yarn, cute little, really great place. There's a place to knit. Like it's super cute. The ladies that run it are wonderful. And they usually have, when you come in, there's a big clearance kind of bin off to the side. And a lot of times it's like, there's a couple of things there, but this time it was like overflowing. And I found these Queensland llama lace. So I found this Queensland llama lace and it is kind of like speckled in the way that it is. It almost looks like a tweed. It's 100% baby llama. And it's called baby llama. I don't think it's an actual baby. I hope not. It is a super fine. So it's a number 1 weight yarn. And I want to make a very kind of like loosey, like thinner, dainty vest out of this. I only got 2, which should be enough. They're 100 grams each. And what are they? 420 yards. So just like almost 850 yards total in this, which should be good for a vest for my size. But then I also picked up, so there's a sewing store near our house and they are moving to a different location and they had like a big sale on everything. And I got these buttons that like, let me see if I don't want to take them out and lose them, but the buttons are basically like such a perfect match for this. So I'm still trying to narrow down the pattern. I think I know, like I've been on Ravelry day and night kind of looking for a pattern. And I think I found a pattern that works with the same weight of yarn and it almost the same yarn basically actually, and it uses less than what I have, and I don't think that pattern has buttons, but I think I can modify it and add like a button band and give it buttons because I will have the yarn left over hopefully to do so for my size. So the next acquisition that I had, so this was from the Knitting Loft. This is another really amazing yarn place. It's a bit further away. It's about a 20-something minute drive for me, but they had this really cool fiber festival event. And so I went to knit. I met a bunch of people. You won prizes. Like it's really great. One of the prizes that I won is a little fob separator for yarns. And I'm actually using that when I'm knitting my socks right now. So that's great. But I got my next sock yarns. So I've got this little situation and I don't know if you can tell, but this is all sparkly. And we've got like this kind of mustardy yellow, and then there's another speckled number right over here that matches really, really well. And the reason that I got this, so I'm thinking that this for the main part of the sock, and then probably the yellow for the heel and the toe, and then this one for the cuff. And I got this combination because there was a yarn that somebody was selling on Facebook Marketplace from a dyer, and it was a sock combination exactly like this, and they didn't have it anymore. And I think the original sock was made to look like the night court. At least it reminded me of that. Now, I am not a huge, don't come at me if you're like a book girl, because I am a book girl, but I am not a huge Sarah J. Maas fan. And I only read the first like 3 books of A Court of blah, blah, blah. And I just couldn't, it wasn't for me. Like I didn't like it. And that's fine. Everybody has their own opinion. So that's why I said, don't come at me, because I know it has such following, but it wasn't for me, and that's okay. But it's a huge visual, right? And the night court in the Fae realm is a huge, and so this reminded me of that because this looks kind of like a galaxy kind of print. And while I didn't care for the books, I did really care for the sock pattern, for the sock yarn. But I missed out on it, and they were selling it, and I kept thinking about it. And I was like, I don't want to spend that much money on sock yarn for a pair of sock. And I kept thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it. And by the time I was done thinking about it, it was no longer available, and it was also really far away. And so the Knitting Loft, this is their brand of yarn, and they have a whole bunch of selections, and they actually had the same kind of colorway and the same sparkle yarn. And then I got these to match. And this one in the original sock yarn was actually just a plain like cream color, and so I got the speckled one because I thought that was even cuter. So that's the other one. And then I got 2 more yarns, and both of them I'm going to be making Sophie scarves. And why do I need 2 Sophie scarves? Let me tell you. So the first one I got is the Sirdar Cashmere Merino Silk. It's DK weight, and it's in the red. And I think that is it's soft. Oh my God, so soft, you guys. But I think that's going to make me the classic looking Sophie scarf in red. I feel like that's a classic Sophie scarf look. And I know that everybody and their mother has made a Sophie scarf, and now I want to as well, you know? So that's the first one I got for one of the Sophie scarves. And then the other one is I was actually looking at someone on YouTube talk about like all the different techniques, because I'm new, that they use in the Sophie scarf. And the yarn that she was using was this Isagar Eco Baby. And this is baby alpaca mixed with organic cotton. And I figured that I could make a Sophie scarf that's more transitional, because obviously the cashmere one, I'm probably going to want to wear it more like in the fall and like early spring. But this could be transitional. I could wear this anytime. It feels really, really soft. It feels cooling. It's got like the actual, it's probably going to be hard to see, but the actual strand of it, it's not spun. It is, oh my God, braided. Wow. I know words, but it's braided, and it's got like a different color variation, and it just looks like really soft and bouncy. And so I think it will make for a really soft and bouncy scarf. So I got that. And that was it. That's all my yarn acquisitions. That's all my projects, all my yarn acquisitions, and that's all I got so far. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this kind of podcast style video. I think I want to make more of them, because sometimes, to be honest, like I don't have like a project from start to finish. It will take me like a while, like weeks or a month or whatever to actually film it, and so I kind of need like these in between like materials, and I want to chat with you guys. I want to share like what I'm working on, what I find, because I'm always like finding new patterns. So I want to do more like podcast style videos, pattern roundups, things like that. So let me know in the comments if that sounds like something that you want to be a part of. So as always, thanks so much for being here. I love YouTube so much. I have an author channel. I'll link that too if you want to check me out there. So I've been doing that for like a while, and I just love it here. And so now I'm part of like the crochet and knitting community, and I love it there too. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to end it here before I get any more awkward. So happy yarning, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.